returning to bring you a special wartime broadcast. This is Ash Mayfield reporting live from the world headquarters of the PressCorps in Sunhaven. The fires of the 126th World Conquest burn on, now in its 1,185th day. The long and bitter conflict between the warden forces of the North and Southern colonial legions shows no signs of abating. The Central Valley lies in ruin, a scorched wasteland beneath a blood-red sun, as the war machine grinds ever forward. Breaking today, rocket watches at level 1 as multiple rocket launches exchanged across the central region. Warden Navy secures western waters and multiple rocket targets identified by colonials. The battle for King's Cage rages on. And as a reminder, the PressCorps is focused on the Able Shard. Before that, we'll look to our casualty office. As of day 1,185, total combined casualties sit at 6.5 million, with total colonial casualties sitting at 3.3 million and total warden casualties at 3.2 million. The deadliest region this war is Marvin's Hollow, seeing a staggering 911,000 lives lost in that region, with colonial losses amounting to 432,000 and warden losses at 479,000. The second deadliest region is Callahan's Passage, which has seen a total of 775,000 lives lost in that region. Looking to our map, in the west, Warden Naval Forces have secured all of the western waters from Oarbreaker Isles to Stemma Landing. The Colonial Coastal Legion response remains to be seen. The Farragut Coast seeing combat tonight as the area has already seen Jade Cove turned into ashes by a rocket almost 2 weeks ago. And Terra appears to be next on the list of targets for colonial rocket targeting. Colonial forces are attempting to push into the highly contested region, but progress remains slow against the entrenched wardens. King's Cage also seeing intense fighting, as the Manacle and Bailey have both been the sites of rocket detonations, leaving the land there barren, and a colonial hope that it will clear a path north towards Stormcradle. To the center, and the Lynn of Mercy is currently under active warning of an imminent rocket attack, as a colonial rocket aimed at Ulster Falls is at T-minus 1 hour, marking the first target in the Lynn of Mercy in this war thus far. Callahan's Passage and neighboring Deadlands to the south remain calm as fighting is directed towards the Western Theater. And in Marvin's Hollow, it's under contested control as colonials maintain a staging point in the south amidst a rocket attack that hit Maiden's Vale 2 weeks ago. Wardens fight to keep colonial legions from crossing the river currently. And in the east, the Clashter has seen some light skirmishes, as a rocket has already taken out the Treasury 9 days ago, as well as Foxcatcher in the neighboring weathered expanse. The Stilken Shelf is seeing colonials pour into the area, but remains under active threat of a rocket attack, interestingly enough. Although colonial legions report control of Vulpine, a colonial rocket remains at T-minus 25 hours aimed at its town base. Military analysts project the rocket attack may be called off at the last minute if colonials remain in control of that area come tomorrow. And all quiet in the eastern waters, with colonials still controlling the Fingers, and wardens controlling Tempest Island and the Godcrofts. Next we'll bring you a report from Insane Commander on the colonial side from the Robert Loves Games Discord. Dated August 6th, 2025, War 126, actual days at war 48. It feels like the war will never end. Another nuke was launched, another 4 launching soon. At the moment, I spent a lot of time in the Stilken Shelf today. We fought up to the underground bunker, wave after wave of wardens. We fought wave after wave as they were cut down, and wave after wave of brave colonial men and women died during our Hydra push until eventually we forced it to fall, forcing the wardens back even more, forcing them to retreat further into the city. And another report from the warden side, courtesy of Donut, also in the Robert Loves Games Discord. Dated August 5th, 2025, War 126th. The 147th Wraith Pioneers mustered the last-ditch defense of the 3rd chapter, spawning in on the last few shirts and fighting to the bitter end as wave after wave of colonial infantry clambered over top the last bunker base and into our machine guns. tanks driving right up to the walls and firing point blank into concrete. With the fall of the bunker base came the final nail in the clasher's coffin, and the signal that our pre-planned op for the night, redeploying to the King and Clans Head. We met the seaport and began pulling flatbeds, pallets, shells, and a battery of 3 times Hooper Exalt 150 millimeter guns. In a massive convoy of 8 flatbeds, we made our way south, speeding past partisans, causing traffic jams, and honking all the way down to the front lines south of Volpin Watch, with Kali tanks bearing down, and a flood of retreating allies rushing past. We knew it was now or never, and deployed our guns right onto the road, letting loose Callahan's fury upon the advancing wave of infantry and tanks at minimum range and gradually walking them back. We proceeded to deliver non-stop barrage of fire, even as friendly forces pleaded us to withdraw, as the Collies attempted multiple sweeping flanks to our rear and peppered us with counter-battery fire from the 120s. We held our ground and trusted in our guns' ability to halt the primary advance. As reports of successful hits rolled in, we continued to batter the advancing Collies and hounded them as they broke and retreated, moving up our guns another 3 times in rapidly dug pits, receiving a generous flow of some 24 pallets of 150 shells from our friends in FMAT, and supporting fire from other batteries who targeted the Collie guns attempting to silence us. With our advance, we managed to completely drive the Collies back from the Hex and shattered their bunker bases, the repair crews unable to keep up with the withering fire, despite best efforts to hunt down our forward observers. We celebrated yet another successful Thunder run as the smoke cleared, proud of our contribution in halting what was nearly the catastrophic collapse and loss of the Vulpine. The PressCorps does note, as of right now, today, the Vulpine remains under colonial control and under an active rocket threats. Again, we'd like to thank Robert for his continued collaboration with the PressCorps and allowing us to use submissions from his Discord. If you would like your story read on air, please submit them on the Robert Loves Games Discord or at PressCorps World Headquarters Discord. And now to the Super Weapon Readiness Dispatch, or the SWORD. As of day 1185, the Wardens control 15 storm cannons and 16 intelligence centers, having lost 9 storm cannons and a staggering 13 intelligence centers in the last 12 hours. Meanwhile, the Colonials report completion of 28 storm cannons and 40 intelligence centers, also losing 6 cannons and 8 intelligence centers in the last 24 hours. As a reminder, the Superweapon Readiness Dispatch covers the construction of storm cannons and intelligence centers. And alerts, the PressCorps Rocket Watch is at level 1, imminent. The PressCorps has verified at least 1 rocket superweapon in its targeting sequence. Rockets require targeting from an intelligence center in 48 in-game days or 48 real-life hours to complete its targeting sequence. The rocket itself must be within 2,000 meters of the target, and it takes 24 in-game days or 24 real-life hours to fuel the rocket. Damaging the rocket or platform will temporarily stop the launch sequence until it's repaired. Destruction of the intelligence center will result in a complete stop of the launch sequence. In the event of a successful launch, you will have seconds to evacuate the area. The blast radius of a rocket is 80 meters. No known structure or vehicle can withstand a rocket's explosive yield. Evacuation is the only possible survival method. Rockets are not nuclear despite its popular nickname. The environment will be discolored but will not be hazardous. Gas masks are not required to traverse the impact site and will not keep you safe in an irradiated environment regardless. Again, the PressCorps Rocket Watch has been elevated to level 1 imminent, and a targeting sequence is in progress. Now we look to the weather. Scattered storms reported across the Central Valley affecting Westgate, Farragut Coast, and the Inland Shore. Soldiers are advised to remain vigilant, as rain can create mud and puddles that can hamper mobility of personnel and vehicles. Our weather broadcast would not be possible without the help of our volunteer storm chasers. If you'd like to know more about the Storm Chaser Corps, please visit PressCorpsGaming.com/weather. The Press Corps reminds you to blink. Blink your eyes and keep blinking them. Don't forget the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look away from your computer screen at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Doing so will help reduce eye strain and keep you fighting, building, and hauling for longer. The Press Corps has also opened up applications for regimental advertisements. You want to spread awareness of who you are? Join the PressCorps Discord to make a submission, and we'll handle the rest. From the PressCorps, we'd like to extend a warm welcome to the freshly enlisted into our ranks who may have joined us for 126. We hope to see you on the front lines. Stay tuned for more news, music, and weather together on 121.5 WPRSS, and a reminder to keep your head down if the rockets start flying. I'm Ash Mayfield, and you've been listening to the PressCorps, covering your world.
The PressCorps is an all-volunteer creative collective of reporters, broadcasters, artists, and more from the MMO video game Foxhole, developed by Siege Camp. Our mission is to engross our audience in and amplify the stories of this unique war ecosystem. The PressCorps was founded in 2018 by former Planetside 2 Radio Free Auraxis host, CaptainInArms. It is a separate community entity and is not officially representative of Siege Camp. For more information, visit our website at PressCorpsGaming.com. That's PressCorps Gaming.com.